Here's our list of the 25 upcoming PlayStation games coming this 2024. You can find the complete list on our website at whattoplay.com. Link in the description box below. We start our list with Grand Theft Auto 6. There's no doubt about it, this is next year's most anticipated game. Rockstar's upcoming project is rumored to break new grounds when it comes to their open world freedom. Reportedly costing more than $1 billion in development budget, we still don't know for sure what they're cooking, but look at Rockstar's history. It's gonna be a mind-blowing experience. Another year, another Yakuza game with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. This time around, a fateful crossover brings Kazuma Kiryu and Ichiban Kasuga together. Infinite Wealth is pretty much like any other Yakuza game. The only difference is it retains the turn-based combat that Like a Dragon started. There's a new JRPG contender next year, and it's Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. If you've enjoyed Final Fantasy XVI, especially how the combat works, then this game is for you. Not only does it feature stylish real-time combat, it also has epic boss battles that could rival AAA titles.
Your mission is to kill the Justice League. God help us.
Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Harley, Deadshot, King Shark, and Captain Boomerang ready themselves for a fearsome battle against Brainiac and a mind-controlled Justice League. This fast-paced moment-to-moment gameplay is best played with friends. Just a potential problem. Its shoddy live service business model might turn off players from saving the world. Helldivers 2's third-person action is a nod to Starship Troopers. Fending off an alien swarm with nothing but raw, unadulterated firepower is a fantasy that this game offers. You could squad up with up to 3 players and survive against its extraterrestrial battle of attrition. Don't Not, the creators of Life is Strange, dives deep into paranormal territory with this new narrative-driven action. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden puts you in the shoes of 2 ghost hunters on a quest to solve hunted cases. Apart from that, player decisions will impact how the story unfolds. Prepare to make difficult choices. Gothic Remake. The early 2000s gave us the original Gothic game, and to this day, everyone is still talking about it. It was one of the first games that popularized unique RPG structures similar to Morrowind. This remake will go to great lengths to keep its soul while adding a ton of modern improvements. It's a tall order, and I'm excited how they'll do it.
Am I even human?
Cloud and his band of eco-terrorists continue to defy fate in this most anticipated sequel to Final Fantasy VII. Rebirth will take a good chunk out of your PS5 space with its 2-disc design. That means it's bigger and certainly better. Explore the world of 7 outside of Midgar and battle against fearsome foes, all in the search for the enigmatic Sephiroth.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
Get ready for the next battle in the upcoming release of Tekken 8. Now in Unreal Engine 5, the new and old faces of the Tekken roster look even better. Apart from that, the biggest change is in its heat system that will encourage players to go aggressive in pesky situations. You don't have to worry about these never-ending blocks now that chip damage is here. After a series of troubled development lasting 7 years, Lost Soul Aside gears up for its imminent 2024 release. Gameplay-wise, the game looks neat. It's like a mix between Devil May Cry and the latest Final Fantasy XVI. Details about the game are sparse, but let's hope we get more info than just flying swords and epic-looking boss battles. The Legend of the Monkey King is coming. Black Myth Wukong's 3-year tease is getting more players hyped for this grand action RPG. We've seen the trailers and how its combat works. At this point, it's safe to say that it's looking cooler than I initially expected. Transforming into different animals and facing tough enemies is gonna be fun. The Big Bad Wolf returns in this much-needed follow-up to Telltale's beloved narrative-driven adventure. The Wolf Among Us 2 packs up 6 months after the first game. We'll be seeing some major changes to the lives of our favorite Fables characters, including Bigby and Red. If you enjoy Assassin's Creed Black Flag, there's no reason not to pick this game up. Skull and Bones is Black Flag without assassins and with more pirate mayhem. Microtransactions and the lack of single-player campaign will discourage some players, but anyone who's itching to blow up ships and steal treasures will ignore those red flags. Now, this one's just speculation. We don't exactly know when Insomniac's Wolverine game will come out. There's a huge chance it's going to be released at the end of 2024. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a new trailer down the line and possibly a gameplay teaser. Of all the games coming out on the PlayStation next year, Pacific Drive is the weirdest. That's because it blends supernatural horror with some racing mechanics. Yeah, you heard it. Use your trusty vehicle to stockpile resources and continue to run away from whatever horrors that chase after you. It's pretty unique. The next Star Wars game isn't all about Jedis and Siths anymore. Star Wars Outlaws is all about the criminal underworld of the galaxy far, far away. Follow the story of Kay Vess as she takes down iconic crime syndicates. Explore the beauty and dangers of various planets with its open-world design. Don't mistake this for EA's line of Star Wars games such as Fallen Order and Battlefront. Star Wars Outlaws is by Ubisoft.
Let's jump! It's a snow day!
A new South Park game is coming, and it's not the good old RPG we expect. Snow Day is all about having fun with friends online. Together with up to 3 of your friends, join Cartman, Stan, and more as they enjoy battling against other kids in the snow-covered Colorado.
Hey, new kid!
Ultros. Enter the sarcophagus in this trippy Metroidvania that's coming out to PlayStation next year. In this psychedelic and alien landscape, manage your way through its tough corners as well as meeting its odd inhabitants. Like Metroid and Hollow Knight, you need to battle against tough bosses to make your way out of this cosmic loop. Death Stranding 2. Hideo Kojima's sequel to his sci-fi passion project might come out next year. This also marks the return of Norman Reedus and his funky fetus, although we both know that BB is an adult by now. We don't know what to expect yet, but knowing Kojima, this is gonna be another weird yet emotionally charged story. Concord. Speaking of sci-fi, there's not a lot of details we know about this game, but it's setting up to be Sony's exclusive for first-person shooters. This is PlayStation's contender against the big FPS giants such as Call of Duty. The next Dragon's Dogma game will take the adventure to a whole new level. Now, it just looks like Skyrim meets Monster Hunter. You can customize your journey depending on which vocations you take. Whether it's the range-dependent archer or the melee-based fighter, there's a lot of choices for you to pick. That doesn't even count the advanced vocations that power up your Arisen to its full potential. Step aside, Ghost of Tsushima. There's another open-world samurai game that's coming to the PlayStation possibly next year. Rise of Ronin's combat just doesn't give you a sword, you also get a gun too, combining these two deadly weapons to take down foes in Japan's Boshin era. Now that Bungie is in Sony's hands, there's a lot to expect in Destiny 2's potential final expansion. The final shape is the grand finale in the battle between the forces of light and darkness. There's a whole new area to explore within the Traveler, and with the addition of new weapons, you won't have to worry about the Witness's devious plans. Atlas' next Persona game isn't Persona 6, sadly. But for fans of this PlayStation classic, this remake of Persona 3 will blow your mind away. Reload reimagines all of the vanilla Persona 3 to look similar to their modern Persona titles. This includes an updated combat system, more stylish UI, and of course a remastered soundtrack. We end this list with this console-exclusive action-adventure. Upon first glance, you'll notice Stellar Blade isn't just your average game. It's a powerhouse of futuristic combat with an immersive science fiction world. The gameplay trailer alone shows that this is a huge game that could rival most AAA titles.
이번에는 우리를 구원할 수 있겠는가?